here we go. Been a good year plus since I've done one of these. Naturally, I've acquired quite a few books during this time. So many books have come into my life that have not found a place in other videos, and it just feels wrong not to share them somehow, just like a little bit. This is gonna be the book haul for me that spans the most time because this is my full 2019 book haul. I've decided to edit a little bit. The books that I'm showing you in this video are ones that like I haven't mentioned in other videos. Like I've made lots of videos about queer books this year, so plenty of new books in my life that took care of those in those videos. And I'm also just not going to mention like new releases that came out over the last year that I definitely talked about, like Red, White, and Royal Blue. You can find those on my channel, and I obviously have them on my shelf. Maybe you can see them. If you're new here, my name is Tiernan. I talk about books. We have a good time over here, so please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. You can find me on social media. It's at TiernanBE. All the links will be in the description. I talk about all things queer, life, books, music, film. You don't want to miss out. And we're having a really good month of making videos right now, if you haven't noticed. So these are the books that were either given to me or that I purchased on a whim from recommendations or otherwise, and I haven't gotten the chance to talk about them yet. I feel like I don't need to go on. Let's just jump right in. The first book I have to show you is Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds. I bought this one this year. It's new. Yeah, it's a 2019 release that I don't see a ton of online, but weirdly, I read this one this year. Like, it was one where I liked it, didn't love it, and so that's why, like, I didn't make a video about it. I didn't go raving about it. I'm pretty sure it's in development right now to be turned into a film, so we'll see how that goes. It's a nice, fun read. It's long, but it's a quick one. The next book I have to show you is How to Write an Autobiographical Novel by Alexander Chee. This is a collection of essays. A friend bought this for me at the Strand in New York when I was visiting this year. I've been reading it slowly. It's beautifully written and I'm having so much fun. I love collections of essays like this. It's queer and I love the writing. I'm really interested in the writer and reading more of his work. The next book I've got is On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. As we know, Angie Thomas is the author of The Hate U Give, which I read and adore and love the movie so much. This is her follow-up. I've heard that it's pretty awesome, so I'm excited to see what comes of this one. I hope it also gets adapted into film. I just want the best for Angie Thomas. The next book I want to show you is Frankly in Love by David Yoon. If the last name looks familiar to you, it's because of Nicola Yoon. Oh. This is a debut novel, but it didn't feel like it when it was coming out because it was a big release in YA. I love the pages. I love when they do that. I'm a fan. Ooh, I haven't even like opened this yet. Wow. So David is Nicola Yoon's husband. I just think it's adorable that Nicola Yoon's husband wrote a book and it's called Frankly in Love and it's about Frank and he's in love. I totally jumped on the hype train for this book, but I don't regret it because I'm still eager to read and I've heard lovely, lovely things about it. So before I continue, I want to tell you about this. Hello, it's me, coming in to tell you about Book of the Month YA. If you have not enrolled in Book of the Month YA, if you don't know what it is yet, I am enrolled. It's a perfect thing to do for the new year. I'm someone who's constantly looking for book recommendations. I love picking out my own books, but I also love hearing what other people are reading. Book of the Month YA is a subscription service where you choose between 5 books every month and they send it to you. When you're subscribed, it's at an affordable price. Hardcovers are so crazy expensive, and Book of the Month is a way to keep up with those new releases and those books that the community is talking about. Because Book of the Month is a company that's been around for a long time. They know what they're talking about, and now they have a YA subscription, which is why it's perfect for me and a lot of people who probably watch my videos. For December, you can find books like Ryan LaSala's Reverie. I just added on Perks of Being a Wallflower, the 20th anniversary edition in my box for December. I could not be more excited about these books. So if you're interested, there's a link in the description and a promo code where you can get your first box for $5. $5. These are books we're talking about. And if you're interested and use my link, I'm an affiliate and it would really help me out. It's an amazing way to keep up with releases and have that monthly book coming in. And if you decide one month that you want to opt out, there's no penalty for that either. And now back to your regularly scheduled book haul. The next book I have to show you is Girl Gone Viral by Arvin Amati. Arvin Amati's debut novel was Down and Across. I read and enjoyed that one when it came out. I haven't gotten around to reading this one yet. I purchased it over the summer. Very much looking forward to diving into Arvin's next book. I have a feeling I'm gonna like this one more because Down and Across was one that I liked, didn't love, and I just am so eager to watch Arvin's career, experience the progression of his writing. Like, it's such a gift when you get to see that happen for an author. It makes me think of like if I were an agent watching one of my authors like grow and become better. Not that Arvin was like a bad writer at the start. I just really, like, you could tell he had much more to say than what was in Down and Across. And so that's why I'm looking forward to reading Girl Gone Viral. Whew. Next up we have this adorable, adorable book. It's a graphic novel. It's Pumpkinhead by Rainbow Rowell. Okay, so I bought this and I was like, I'm definitely gonna read this in October. October came and went, didn't do that. Wayward Son took priority. So maybe next fall I will read Pumpkinheads. Graphic novels, I would read them so quickly, but I just never do. And there's so many graphic novels that I really want to read. So, and I can't read this not in October. Just like, look at it. If you try to read this in December or like May, it like the pages would just shut. It wouldn't open. Like that just happened. What a time for Rainbow Rowell. So at the beginning of 2019, I finished reading Six of Crows. So naturally next, I bought Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Leigh Bardugo had an exciting year for other reasons, but I'm a little behind on her writing, and I really wanted to read Six of Crows at least before the Netflix series, which we're learning more and more about now. The longer I go between reading Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, the more I'm worried about diving into this one. So I would really like to do that in the new year. We'll see. I know myself well enough now where it's like, this is gonna be a job to read for me, because fantasy is difficult. But when I'm feeling it sometime, we'll see. I love Six of Crows so much, and I can't wait to see what happens here. I'm sure it's gonna be even more crazy. Next up, I've got another collection of essays, and it's by Mary Laura Philpott, and it's I Miss You When I Blink. I'll be totally honest, I bought this because of the title and the cover. I saw it on a friend's Instagram story. I immediately looked it up. I was like, wow, clearly this writer has the ethos. She's a writer for the New York Times and the Oprah magazine. It's this collection of essays. She's a parent. It's a stunning and real writing style. I read them like one by one. So I got not too far in. Like I read maybe 3 or 4 essays. I'm still going though. Like this is just one where every couple months I've picked it up and will read one. And that's how I want to experience this book. It really is. I have no like major ties to it, and so I'm not putting huge pressure on myself with this one. But I still recommend it all the time. I think there are other people who would enjoy it more than me, but I really think it's just lovely and fun to read an extremely well-written essay once in a while. The next book I want to show you is Eileen by Ottessa Moshfegh. I purchased this one this year because I read My Year of Rest and Relaxation, which was her follow-up to this. This was like a big award-winning breakout for Ottessa Moshfegh. My Year of Rest and Relaxation was her follow-up, and that's where I started, so it was a little weird for me. So I had to get my hands on Eileen naturally, just to, you know, go back a little bit, and I really appreciated her writing in the second one. So if that was like the distillation, the follow-up, I can't wait to dive into like her big breakout novel. Next up, I have The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Haven't read this book, will I? So I bought this around the time that the season 3 of the Hulu show was coming out. I was starting to watch the show. The sequel to the book was coming out. It felt right to purchase this book. Fall has been a little crazy with other new releases. Haven't had the time to read this Margaret Atwood novel. That's okay. Maybe someday. That's all I have to say about this. Are you guys watching the show though? Like, what did you think? The next book I have to show you is A Little Life. This is by Hanya Yanagihara. I just got my hands on this one from a recommendation from a friend. This is another one where I brought it home. My roommate was like, this book was all over kid Twitter several years ago. Like, where have you been? This is a massive book. It's one that like is gonna take so long to read, but it's absolutely on my list for 2020. I can't wait to dive in just based on what I've heard. I think like I'm definitely gonna be the type of person where this book changes my life. Just based on what I've heard. Maybe I could be wrong, but if you've read this book, I have a feeling some people watching my videos have read this book. Please let me know without spoiling anything. Next up we have If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. This book came solely from a recommendation from my good friend Jenna. I recommended My Year of Rest and Relaxation to her. She read it, didn't love it like I did. I got this one, haven't read it, because I'm a worse friend apparently. But she sold me on this from like her pitch to me was like theater, gay things, and like that's all I need to hear. I think I'll probably like this book. She probably gave me a better recommendation than I gave her. Even though I love My Year of Rest and Relaxation, it's not for everyone. But I have not heard anything else about this book, so this is one that I'll go into blindly. If I find myself with a period of time in my life where there's like time to read a lot consistently next year, which might happen, this will be one of those books. But it's not one that's like at the top of my list. So we all have those books. Next I have a book of poems that a friend bought for me at the Strand in New York and that I can't wait to dive into sometime soon. It's Tap Out by Edgar Coombs. This book is really special to my friend, and so I'm very much looking forward to diving in. Really would like to read more poetry. Poetry is definitely inspiring my current work in progress as a writer, and so I will be turning to this soon. And the final book I have to show you. This has been the most efficient book haul I've ever done. It's The Great Believers by Rebecca Makkai. This came recommended to me from the same friend who recommended A Little Life. I'm really excited about this one too. It takes place in the 80s. It deals with the AIDS crisis. So we'll see how that goes. It's also very Chicago. I gravitate towards Chicago stories, towards queer stories. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one as well. And I think that's a great place to end this book haul. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon with another video. Have a good one. My name is Tiernan and you can find me on social media. Links in the description.